had died in the wilderness on the way after they had come out of Egypt. For all the people who came out had been circumcised, but all the people born in the wilderness on the way as they came out of Egypt had not been circumcised. For the children of Israel walked 40 years in the wilderness, till all the people who were men of war, who came out of Egypt, were consumed, because they did not obey the voice of the Lord, to whom the Lord swore that he would not show them the land, which the Father had sworn to their fathers, that he would give us, a land flowing with milk and honey. Then Joshua circumcised their sons, whom he raised up in their place, for they were uncircumcised, because they had not been circumcised on the way. So let's pause right there. Circumcision in the Bible, right? Some of y'all are like, why is it talking about circumcision? What is this about? Exactly. Why are you talking about circumcision? They just said, right? But the reason this was is because the circumcision is kind of like what you and I, as Christians, right? It's kind of like something similar to baptism, right? Baptism is showing that, you want to follow Jesus, right? You want to follow what he said. Yeah, you're turning away from sin and you're putting your belief in him, right? A public declaration of obedience and faith. A similar thing here, God's chosen people. Circumcision, right? Cutting off the extra skin of, that was them showing that it was an act of obedience, that they wanted to follow the Ten Commandments, right? The laws that were given to them. And so it's a similar thing there, similar concept. So yeah, that's why it's that he's doing this now, right? So keep reading here. We're at verse 8 now, verse 8. So it was when they had finished circumcising all people, that they stayed in their places in the camp till they were healed. Then the Lord said to Joshua, "This day I have rolled away the reproach of Egypt from you. Therefore the name of the place is called Gilgal. Gilgal to this day. Now the children of Israel camped at Gilgal, and it kept the Passover on the 14th day of month at twilight on the plains of Jericho. And they ate the produce of the land on the day after the Passover, unleavened bread, and parched grain on the very same day. Then the manna ceased on the day after they had eaten the produce of the land. And the children of Israel no longer had manna, but they ate the food of the land of Canaan that year." Okay, manna. Okay. If you don't know what manna is, that was, that's how God fed his people throughout this wilderness, right? Throughout these, deserts they were going through, all these lands they were going through. So, how do I describe this? So, the Bible describes manna as, heaven, bread from heaven, almost. That would, kind of rained from the sky. They took this bread and they ate it. This was God, feeding his people on the way they're promised. I know, I think it was, I think it was, near the end of Deuteronomy. We read something where it was, actually, I'll just find it. I'm pretty sure I can find it real quick. It said something about, actually, wait, maybe I can't, because I don't highlight it. But it did say about God had, his chosen people, how he protected them, right? It said that their clothes did not, well, I don't know the term they used, but they didn't, demolish, right? They didn't get destroyed. They weren't torn. That their sandals had not broken apart. That they were not hungry, nor did they thirst. God, kept them clothes. He clothed them when they needed clothing, right? He gave them shoes when they needed shoes. That's basically what this is. Oh, hold on, I saw your thing there. Let me look. What made you make this app? What made you want to make this map? Is that right? Yes? Okay. So, I think it's I wanted to start, a Bible study with some of my friends, right? So, I was like, okay, let's kind of make it a public room, anyone can join, and that's kind of how this kind of got started. Mainly. But, yeah, so I built this room for it, so it's, a nice space. So, you do it. Yeah, that's the main room you usually do it in. But, yeah, what's going on, Morty? What's going on, yeah? What's going on? Yes, sir. Alright. I want to see if any of the other online because... Okay, I guess he's online. Okay. Alright. I cannot answer, Tor to Bitos, however you say your name. Rec Rooms can't legally answer that question within Rec Room. If you want to join on Discord, you can ask that question there. But Rec Room, I can't answer that question, because then I'll get banned. But, you know.
Well, someone answered it. Or attempted to answer it.
If the mods, if you feel obligated to, you can answer. But once again, there will be a risk. There's a risk factor. Alright. What, Morty? What's going on?
Oh, the box. Oh, Morty.
See, I can't read it. Here, let me edit it. Let me edit the stand so I can read what your message. If I edit it and delete... Okay. See, as I said, I can't answer question. But, you know... I legally can't answer that question in Rec Room, so I'd already give you some sort of hint to what it is. What my answer would be. You know?
I can, though.
I can't answer it. Huh?
I can, though.
Nothing.
Drew, thank you. I was looking for you. I was like, I need to send this to them. Drew, go to like the pond or something. Me, where you at? Morty, I just kind of lost you there. Is Morty here? Am I blind? Morty, that way. Go to Drew. He can answer your question. That way. Drew, yeah, go to the pond. He can answer it. Alright. That's like, that's where you get sent. Alright. So, where were we at? We were here. We were in verse 8 of... So for those who just joined, Joshua chapter 5 today, and we're starting at verse 8 here. So it was, when they had finished circumcising all the people, that they stayed in their places in the camp till they healed. Then the Lord said to Joshua, "This day I rolled away the reproach of Egypt from you. Therefore the name of the place is called Gilgal to this day." Now the children of Israel camped at Gilgal, and kept the Passover on the 14th day of the month at twilight, on the plains of Jericho. And they ate I think I already read this. Yeah, okay. We're at verse 13. The commander of the army, Lord. And it came to pass when Joshua was by Jericho, that he lifted his eyes and looked, and behold, a man stood opposite him, with his sword drawn in his hand. And Joshua went to him and said to him, "Are you for us, or are you for our adversaries?" So he said, "No, the commander of the army of the Lord I have come." And Joshua fell on his face to the earth and worshipped, and said to him, "What does my Lord say to his servant?" Then the commander of the Lord's army said to Joshua, "Take your sandal off foot, for the place where you stand is holy." And Joshua did so. So that was like God's command earlier to Moses. If y'all remember that when we covered Exodus, if you were here for that. If not, then I'll kind of remind you. When Moses, right, when he came to the burning bush, which that was God, you know, it's how he revealed himself to Moses, the burning bush. And he said, "Take off your sandals, for what you are standing on is holy ground." So similar thinking here, right? So when this commander of the Lord's army, who do you think this is, guys? Any idea? Who do you think this is? A commander of the Lord's army. Any idea? I'm gonna give it a guess, because I already know, but like, I'm gonna type it in hand chat, you should be able to see it. No, it's not Jesus, right? But it's... Nope, not God, this is right, commander. You spelled it wrong, but Gabriel, possibly, it's definitely an angel. As we know, like an archangel, as we know. So it definitely could have been Gabriel or Michael or someone. Yeah, it definitely could be. It just says the commander of the army of the Lord. So yeah, the commander of the Lord's army. And name of sorts. What? Gee. Okay, so we are now chapter 6 of Joshua. Chapter 6. The destruction of Jericho. Now Jericho was securely shut up because of the children of Israel. None went out and none came in. And the Lord said to Joshua, See, I have given Jericho into your hand, its king and the mighty men of valor. You shall march around the city, all you men of war. You shall go all around the city once. This you shall do for 6 days. And 7 priests shall bear 7 trumpets of ram's horns before the ark. But the 7th day you shall march around the sea 7 times, and the priests shall blow the trumpets, and it shall come to pass, when they make a long blast with the ram's horn, and when you hear the sound of the trumpet, that all people shall shout with a great shout. Then the wall of the sea will fall down, and the people shall go, every man straight before him. So Jericho, right? They're invading this town called Jericho. Earlier, which we led yesterday, we talked about how they sent 2 spies into the land of Jericho, right? And that, if you know, Rahab, I think the name of the woman, but she basically protected them. Was like, they're not here. Nah, they're not here. No one's here, right? Totally. But yeah, so she did them, and through her protection, she said, now I have protected you, will you protect me once you invade? And they were like, alright, yeah, here, take this little piece of string, tie it on your door or something, or like your window, and we won't kill you, basically. But that's the thing. Yeah, we're at verse 7 now. And he will proceed and march around the city, and let him who is armed advance for the ark of the Lord. So it was when Joshua had